I did handle this on my promise. I'd say I had an idea for reviewing Dawn FM, the album of The Weeknd, and wondering why I got this on. Well, it's either because, one, I like to be cool. Just kidding, that's not the reason why. This is because I like The Weeknd, and The Weeknd usually has glasses. Anyway, so I'm gonna first review, oh god, my favorites out of all of this. First, Gasoline. Okay, Gasoline is a pretty dark song. The song's vibes with the techno beat, but also that sort of rhythm. Usually, the song has to do a lot with The Weeknd. The Weeknd's supposed to, or at least Dawn FM's supposed character of a drug habit. Now in the song, hear me anyway. As I was saying, Gasoline has a very heavily techno theme, and I love the beat. Oh god, the beat just gets me every time. The lyrics, Gasoline has a very heavy thing about the or at least not the Weeknd, but his character's life, having to do a lot about how he's mostly treated the lovers of his life. Now, the lovers, they've not been the best with him. His life has been mostly a mess, basically. It's a mess of drugs, alcohol, and sex. And, well, his character reflects that in the song. In Gasoline, the music video at least, his older self beats up his, well, Dawn FM self. You notice how he's an old man. Yeah, I'm wondering that too. Well, in the older one, this is obviously a reference to his older albums and how sexual they were. Like, for instance, there's a reference to The Hills. You notice with The Hills, the car that crashes anyway is the same car that's from The Hills. Another thing too is that his older self actually beats him to death in the video. So yeah, the techno beats and the lyrics, even that whole sort of dark vibe to it, where he says, you know, stuff like I'm nihilistic and stuff like that, or even how life is worth living, that part from Sacrifice. Well, I'll talk about that next. Now, oh boy, we're getting to my favorite song, one of my favorite songs here, Sacrifice. Oh god, the beat, the rhythm, that sort of Michael Jackson-like style. Oh man, that gets me. That song gets me. So, in the lyrics of the song, it talks about how he regrets a lot of his old habits. Well, at least his character's old habits. You'll see me throughout this video talking about his character and not himself, because I don't think this is really him, at least. Anyway, his character's old habits, stuff like drugs, sex, and alcohol, he all regrets. In matter of the song, hence why he's constantly saying in the song, I don't want to sacrifice my love. Yet he does. And he's also, there's a part where he's talking about how life is still worth living and life is still worth living. He says stuff about, like, being more than friends, but also still quote-unquote friends. We all know about that, definitely. Anyway, yeah, the Weeknd Sacrifice is really cool. I do love the Michael Jackson type beat. Like, I swear the Weeknd is just a reincarnated Michael Jackson without all the obvious drama. Anyway, yeah, in the music video, it's mostly him trapped in this weird, almost cult-like thing with a bunch of red hooded figures and a guy in, well, I think it's like a black hooded figures, and one guy in a red who basically almost takes his soul, or at least takes his part of his life, enough to where he's like an old man. This is the starting of his old man transition. And, well, just save that. I actually love it too. Alright, now we're getting into another song I like, is How Do I Make You Love Me? Now, How Do I Make You Love Me has this very, again, techno beat. Now, I feel like this whole album is mostly techno and 80s inspired and stuff like that, and I love it. It's just a chef kiss to the music. It kind of reminds me of Daft Punk and when he teamed up with Daft Punk for a couple of songs for, Starboy, and I love that album as well. Anyway, yeah, How Do I Make You Love Me? In the song, he talks about how how obviously how we can make them more than just friends and how they can be together. There are parts that are obviously explicit, but there are also parts that show another side to the Weeknd. That sort of realistic side to him. The more what is actually him being shown. He's not a bad person, he's just misunderstood, or at least his characters make him misunderstood somehow. Which is mostly partially to blame for his other albums, like for instance Blinding Lights, where he's just portrayed as this drugged up, crazy person who will most likely murder somebody. Now, with On Film, we can obviously tell that at least his character can tell, that his past decisions had led them to this almost sort of hellish place. It's very weird too. Anyway, yeah, this is basically just him saying to the whoever female he's with at this time, I don't know who, that how am I gonna make you more than friends with me? How am I gonna have you love me? Basically in that sort of sense. I actually love it. All these reviews and stuff like that. I'm just gonna give my quick review. So Gasoline, 7 out of 10, just for the explicit stuff. I'm not a real fan of that stuff, but I still love it. Sacrifice, 10 out of 10. Don't care. It's that good. It's that good with the Michael Jackson style. This one, aka, How Do I Make You Love Me? 8 out of 10, maybe. It's still good. Now we're heading to another song by The Weeknd that has more of a Michael Jackson vibe to it, and that song is Take My Breath. This is one of the more sexual type songs, the songs that capture The Weeknd's style of putting sex as either a negative light or a positive light. Now, what I love about The Weeknd is that he'll put sex as a negative light mostly. It gives that sort of realism, unlike people like Doja Cat who just put sex as a normal positive light. That's definitely a pleasurable thing, and it's definitely not used in terrible ways. Without ignoring, The Weeknd also can put it into positive ways. He's done it with Starboy. And he's also done it with Die For You. Even with that though, Is There Someone Else? I love that song with the beat and the techno style. Again, my favorite theme about it is the techno style. The slower songs, it's not as good, but they're still good enough for me. The techno beat, I just love it with that.
There's no such thing as a one-size-fits-all.
Even I love the vocal beginning. Like the beginnings of almost every Weeknd song always get me. Out of that Sacrifice with the bass guitar going dan 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 dan, or that's the vocal going. I'm not gonna really do the vocal, am I? So the vocals are actually really good, and I do like it. And now we're on to. So I'm guessing "Don't Break My Heart" is The Weeknd being more distrustful about his girlfriend, or at least the character himself. And yes, I'm gonna call the character Don FM because of the album. I usually call the characters by the albums. Like I call Starboy, After Hours, The Weeknd, Blinding Lights guy, After Hours. Anyway, Don FM, he's kind of distrustful with his girlfriend and isn't sure really if he's gonna use her for more problematic things or if he's actually gonna be how he wants to be. And Don't Break My Heart, it's basically like, it's almost like he's saying, like, I'm not sure if you trust me or not. Are you really with me with this forever? Or are you gonna fuck me over and, basically leave me here to die? And the really, like, slower beat, it makes so much sense with that sort of, like, please don't burn me in hell over this. Please don't. And I just love that. I love that sort of type style because it releases how the Weeknd's character even has growth, which is funny to me of how most songs that go on most albums with characters in them don't have much of a, character development, but The Weeknd does. At least his characters do. Don FM is actually The Blinding Lights. or After Hours. So as he goes on and gets older, obviously this whole album takes place in the future, which makes sense. It's also why in the whole album, Jim Carrey seems to speak. I even love how the whole Dawn FM thing is kind of in a way of saying it's like a radio. Jim Carrey is speaking in almost Radio Man like tone, the like over there, the old Duran, the guy that does assassination. Just relax. Just enjoy another hour of commercial-free music on 103.5 non-FM. Stay tuned. And the song just starts in that bass guitar. Yes, I'm talking about Sacrificing. Yeah, I'll get back to the other song. Again, I love that. Don't Break My Heart. That is a 7. That is a 8 out of 10 again. And yeah, this is one I don't really like as much, but it's still good. Best Friends, it's a good song, basically depicting the before relationship side of the Weeknd, you know, basically trying to be with her anyway. The song has like a weird tempo beat to it. It's like a tempo fast style beat that you wouldn't really put onto something. It's basically like this. And that works more with positive songs, or at least positive albums, or at least positive songs. But The Weeknd isn't really positive as you think. He's, again, in that more distrustful state, where he doesn't know if the girl's gonna screw him over or not. So he's, again, stealing the lyrics. You tell that he's got that sort of distrustful side of him, which is basically just makes sense over his old decisions in every music video. You'll see that he really has screwed over some people in his life, and they've screwed him over back. And well, yeah, I mean, literally in Your Eyes, he gets his head chopped off by some girl. Yeah, I'm wondering that from my scripts. But here it goes. Out of Time. Oh man, this is like one of the slow songs I love in Dawn FM. This might be actually a really slow song, and it's a very like sort of saying I'm sorry, and this is sort of a breakup song almost. It's almost like as if The Weeknd or Dawn FM, to be honest, is in the other side of a breakup, and you know he's got to deal with it. Hence why I said, and I had you to myself, saying out of time. Say that I care for you, but I'm out of time. Say I love you, but I'm out of time. He keeps sort of saying that in the song, and it gives an almost vibe that he screwed up again, which I don't know. I haven't really seen the video, but I can tell that in the song it actually doesn't really seem like that. Like, I've seen parts of the music video, and maybe it does take like a darker turn where she does leave Dawn FM, but I've seen a bit of the music video and it doesn't really seem like that. It seems more positive, which is odd to me for a song that's kind of negative, kind of going through a breakup. And if I know from experience, breakups are not positive. They're in fact terribly negative. I don't really get it, but yeah. So here we go. That's another song. This will be my last one. I'll do a part 2 later on, maybe. But for now, this will be my last one. Every Angel. I actually just started, researching for these songs before I made this video, actually. So I do love it. It's actually really cool to add on. Every Angel, it's got that sort of beat to it, and oh boy, it's actually really cool. Yeah, anyway, Every Angel has sort of the beats, and it's basically I don't know whether if it's a positive or negative song, because on one hand, it does talk about how he is a good person, but he's basically just saying he's not perfect, and he does have some problems and demons with him, but he's trying to fix himself, and I don't know whether that's, positive light or negative light, but, yeah, anyway, this is part 1 for now. I'll see you guys next time, and don't forget, listen to Dawn FM. Or else we're all getting sacrificed.